I don't know if it's even on the camera or if it's not even on my wall, but somehow I feel like my shelves aren't even. Oh well, I guess that's an issue for tomorrow. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. My name is Andrea and thank you for being here today. Today, as you can see from the title of the As you can see by the title of this video and by the thumbnail, I will be sharing with you 10 of what I feel are irrational fears of mine. And I call them irrational because the actual possibility of these things happening are slim to none, or very slim. At least in my case, I feel, I hope, I pray. I honestly thought this would be a great way for you guys to get to know me a little bit better, and also kind of put it out there, you know, because I feel like if I put them out there, like, the less are gonna happen. Again, I pray, I hope, fucking whatever, okay? I have a lot of energy today because it is 3:13. I just got back from grabbing all my kids, so I am chilling for the rest of the day. And you know what that means? I don't have to drive no more. I hate driving. Driving gives me anxiety. But that's a long story that I'll probably share with you on another video. I'm talking too much. Let's go ahead and get started with these irrational fears, okay? The first one, and I feel like it's the one that's least gonna happen, or least bound to happen. I don't know, because a lot of these are very similar to one another, but this is, I feel like it's one of the main ones where it could happen, but there's no way it's gonna happen. If it happens, at that point, God wanted to punish me for something, because damn. But my first irrational fear is a snake flying through the window while I'm driving. Like, have you seen those videos of like people, especially here in Arizona, where they like go out to their car and they have like a snake on their windshield or something, or like a snake like trying to like crawl up their car, whatever it is. One of my biggest fears, ever since I can think of, really, ever since I've been little, I don't know who told me about it, but I think it might have been my brother. Of course, it all comes full circle to my brother. I'm kidding. I love you. This video has like been a minute since I've had it, okay? It's like one of those things, like, I don't know, if I'm driving down the freeway, like my first thought is that of a snake just like flying in through the window, and if like I'm driving, it'll like land somehow on the passenger seat and like start sliding, you know? And if I'm in the passenger seat, somehow, some way it's gonna land in my lap and start like slithering and sliding. So like, yeah, okay, it's one of those things where I already don't like snakes, only because like they slither and like constrict. No, I already don't like snakes, and then add like a car, like anxiety, and then add hell no, okay, hell no, for sure. That is like a fear of mine that let's move on, because if I keep talking about it, I could do you'll get I feel like out of this video you'll get a lot of like sound clips or something, because God. Anyways, but my second like irrational fear is like finding out I died via notification on my phone. Okay, hear me out, okay? Hear me out. I have this app called Citizen, right? Like, you know how it notifies you if there's an accident? I guess you don't know, but if you do know about that app, you would know that anytime there's an accident near you, or a fire, whatever it is, anytime there's like a paramedics or cops, EMS, whatever it is, sometimes people report it, or it's just like the app itself, I guess. But basically what it does, it just tells you like stuff going on nearby. I think it's mostly other people that have to like report it and do stuff like on there. I'm not too sure. I'm just gonna use it to see like which ways I should avoid when driving, because again, anxiety, add cops to that. No bueno. I keep getting distracted. It's only because I don't know, it's been a while since I filmed a video. But yes, so it notifies you. Yes, we're on track. Okay, My fear is that one day I'm gonna get a notification and I'll be like, female, 28-year-old female crashes car, blah 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 blah. Like it's like on the road that I usually take, and then like I open the notification and like it's in my picture, you know, like it's me on there, and it's kind of like, oh, what the fuck, like, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it. I guess basically my fear is that I am gonna have an accident and I won't find out till I look at my phone and there's a notification of like, hey, by the way, you're dead, you know, like what? Again, probability of it happening pretty low. My fear for it though, pretty high. But anyways, yeah, so the third one would be like waking up from a coma and finding out my whole life has been a lie. When I used to be younger, especially when I used to be a kid, like little kid, I'm still young, somewhat. But when I was a little kid, I actually used to get, I don't know, I used to hit my head pretty often. I wouldn't say like every like week, you know, or every day, but it was like quite a bit. I remember, I think it was like twice that I had to, I don't know if it was stitches or something, but they did have to like take me to like a doctor, an actual like doctor. I don't know, it was complicated because back in that day, I guess there was hospitals, but at least in my experience, my parents never really trusted the public like hospital to take care of us, if that makes sense. Like my mom always took us to our doctor. She never took us to the emergency room, although she did take me one time. I think it was in Tijuana, that she said, at least from what she remembers. I know that one of them happened in TJ and one of them happened in San Luis. Anywho, that would be like, I think one of my most, I know it's not really gonna happen because duh, unless we are in a simulation, which in that case it could happen, but it's like, you know, neither here or there. But yeah, it was something like similar to that though. It's like finding out that like my fourth one too, is finding out that I made my kids and they're only my head. Like, I don't know. After I had my second son, third child, if that makes sense. Once I had him, for whatever reason, at least for 2-3 months after I had him, if you asked me how many kids do you have, I would say 4. I don't have 4, I have 3. I'm adding somebody else's child to my list and I don't even know who that person is, you know? For whatever reason, like I thought I had 4 kids, and then I thought maybe I did forget like one of the kids, and then like that fear started setting in of like, what if one day you forget that you have kids to begin with, you know? Or like, not that you really forget that you have kids, but like they disappear, nobody else remembers them, if that makes sense. Does it make sense? I don't know. I'm gonna have to like speed this up. Fifth one, something laying eggs and or hatching beneath my skin. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I feel like that would be so freaking shitty, to be honest. Like, you mean something's laying stuck in me? What? Like what? What? No, can't. Sixth one, a car flipping over because I'm doing a turn too fast. That one, it is pretty possible, but I don't drive fast enough for it to be possible, I feel like. So like, you know, like I'm a pretty safe driver, I would say, only because, again, anxiety. So neither here or there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seventh, suddenly finding myself lost or other people in my life not remembering I exist. I feel like this one's, again, pretty self-explanatory, and I feel like why I also fear I fear having Alzheimer's, if that makes sense. I fear ever like basically me myself not remembering like who I am, or like where I am, or like, you know, like I don't know, I feel like it'd be like, it's sad, you know. I don't know, I fear, it's a fear, like it's a big fear. I feel like you're gonna know this one if you really read Webtoon. It's like a little comic, free comics not a service, it's like comic novels, and one of the tropes there is somebody dying and then getting sent into like the universe of the last book they read. I fear that, dude. I would imagine like that happens, like what? And you get thrown into a book world, like somebody's imagination. You're telling me I'm in somebody's imagination right now? I would lose my mind. even thinking about that now, as if thinking about the world as if it was a, what you call it, I lost words, a simulation. There, even thinking about the world as if it was a simulation, it just like creeps me out. I'm like, bro, what do you mean somebody else? Like, no. All right, we moved cameras and we moved mics because for whatever reason, it always happens, my guy, okay? But we're gonna continue and we're gonna finish this video because I said I was gonna. All right, well, which number? I think that was number 7. Number 8, finding out that I was kidnapped as a child. Pretty self-explanatory. Big fear. Do not want to find out. And I'm pretty sure, not pretty sure, I'm like 100% sure that I wasn't adopted, you know, considering. Even though my brother does say, once, like, or he did say a yes. We were arguing, and the funniest thing he's ever said to me was, you were a rock that we picked up from the side of the trash can. We watered it and look, here you are. And that, I don't know, I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, bro, tell me I came from a rock. I don't know. The 9th one would be like finding out that I'm an alien. The only reason that would be like a fear of mine, it's like, you're telling me I could have lived in a whole nother world this whole time and here we are. What? Like, no. Don't tell me my people left me behind, you know, like, no, por qué? And the only reason too that I feel like this would be a fear of mine is like, I think like 2-3 years ago, I got really into the whole UFOs and aliens and all this other stuff. And one of the things a lot of people say is that aliens are walking amongst us already, you know? So it's like one of those things of like, imagine if I really was an alien, bro, and I could have lived in another universe, another world. Like, what are we doing here? Just saying. Can we go back? 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Like, let's go somewhere else. You know, like, I don't know. I just feel like adventure is out there. And we could, you know, be doing other stuff. But yeah. And the last one, this one is only an irrational fear because of how many videos there's already of it. And like, I don't know, it's why, I guess. But my 10th and final fear is someone living in my vents. And I hate it because every time I say vents, and I don't know. My vent's over here, by the way, so that's why I'm looking that way, and my monitor is over here, so that's why I'm looking that way. But regardless, every time I see my vent, I have to like stare in there and kind of like do the little like, you know, trying to see if anything moves or if I see eyeballs. What would I do if there was actual eyeballs staring back at me? I don't know, but I hope it never happens. But I will always look for them too because, you know, creepy. Pretty self-explanatory. It's scary because imagine, oh, no, especially with the type of stupid things that I do. No. All right, guys, that's gonna be the end of the video. Thank you for sticking to the end. And please don't forget, if you drink, don't drive. If you drive, don't text. And if you text, maybe you shouldn't walk because if you're like me, you're gonna run into stuff. It happens. Can't walk straight to save my life. I will be seeing you next time. Bye.